Battling the Golem of Kalevan. The boat convoy, having just evaded one golem, sometime later sees the head of what they believe is another peering out of the water. The head has a strange, multifaceted polyhedral shape, 20 sides if you were to count them, and it seems very fixed on something. Indeed, you can see there's this mill there that it's fixed on, that's looking at. The group decides to split up, some going on one side, some going on the other, hoping not to get the thing's attention. Unfortunately, that does not work. And when this thing rises from the water, it's at least twice the size of the one back at Polnokrum. It is towering and enormous. It can grab one of your boats and all of its occupants in a single fist, and indeed it does grab a number of your fellow company members and hurls them away. With any luck, they land on soggy ground or in water. And before you know it, because this thing has such a big stride, you are engaged in combat with it. It lets out this powerful droning noise at all times, and it sounds almost like a war horn kind of blowing, and the drone is enough to kind of wear you down because it's constant. You can't really hear yourself think. You can't really communicate that well with each other as it kind of bleats out this drone. This thing is an endurance 12. It does get easier every round. These things started to lose power after the dam burst. And they lose power every day, and the more they exert themselves, they lose power even faster. So every round it goes, their endurance drops by 1. However, there will not be a 5th round of combat. You need to know this. Furthermore, its tactics change round to round. So the quicker you can destroy it, the better. Any of you can hang back in your boat and attempt to use ranged combat or rituals against it, but if you do that, you may never join the combat rolls, and the combat rolls are left to the other players. Make your strategy now as we get ready to engage.
How deep is this water?
Decently
This
deep.
this thing it's at least this thing is like 20 feet tall, so it's at least that deep, but
Ooh.
maybe more. It depends on where you're at. You essentially have to fight it in the boats or try to get close enough to scale it. I'll also tell you it is not vulnerable to bladed weapons, so if you don't have something to smash it with, you can't even kill it. As long as one of you does in the combat roll, you're good.
I have a crushing warhammer, and I believe Bazo's technique is going to be smash.
Smash is a good one for this, I think. Sounds like Bazo's joining the combat roll. Asbel, what's your position?
Um, I think that Asbel's gonna join combat as well. She's got her staff and is gonna make something happen.
Sounds good. Halinka?
My plan was to leverage my small and vicious dog as a ranged weapon. Would that work?
No, it's not going
Okay.
to work on this.
Hmm. I think in which case, I will attempt to use Ward to lower its endurance, because in the past we've seen Ward kind of like radiate from Lincoln himself.
Mhm.
So basically, just try to like kite it. Uh,
Interesting. What was the ritual again?
Ward. Let
Uh,
me.
yeah, what does it do?
Yeah, it was not on my sheet. That's a problem. Uh, stay concentrating to protect the small area.
Oh, I see. So
Mm,
you're actually basically putting up like a defensive ward against the thing, which will hopefully make the
basically.
fight easier. So you're going to
Yeah.
be holding that. So we'll do a ritual roll for that momentarily to start the combat. Cassian.
Uh, Cassian only has bladed weapons. So Cassian had intended to attempt to use aura to try and find a weak spot on the golem. So it's ritual.
I like that as well. If you want to hang back and do that, you certainly can. Vendra.
So we've got two blunt weapons in the vault, and if no one else is claiming it, I'll bring the Mullet of Justice.
What does that one do? Read it to us.
One sec. So a large magical warhammer, when wielded against an evil creature, you can reroll a single die from each combat roll.
Regrettably, this thing is as neutral as they come. It's almost it's like fighting a machine essentially.
Yeah, I mean,
But the Warhammer will still hit it though, so that's important. Yeah.
and I've got a net, and I might try to, use that against it. So I'm joining the combat.
You're joining the combat. I've got 3 people in the combat then, and 2 casting magic to try to create an opening and a defensive barrier. Obeha, what's your plan?
I am joining the combat, but with using magic. Because I do have eldritch sort of magical things that can do force rather than slashing types of things.
Yeah, if it's a force type magic, I think that's fine if you want to join the combat. Let's get these spells going, these rituals. I'll guide the discussion here since this is a combat, and I'll say, Halinka, with yours, what's going to go wrong is the ward malfunctions so that no one can get close to it, but it can hurl things at you still. And you will have
It's pretty bad.
And basically, it means the first 2 combat rolls, it's not killable. So that is what could go wrong.
Mhm.
Tell us about your dice.
I do have a skill in rituals,
Okay.
and then devil's bargains.
I will say myself and one other person of your choice can offer a devil's bargain.
Okay. I'll go with Michael. Hit me with it.
That golem is somehow related to Tenalot, basically to your drive, and by killing it, you'll miss a chance of getting some important information.
This is really interesting. What is Tenalot? Tell us more about Tenalot.
It was a very brief mention in the recent Campfire Tales, but the way I'm interpreting it, it is a town that has on this little pilgrim circuit to St. Rhea.
Oh, I see. So then these golems are like a sacred construct that are used to protect areas and stuff. Oh, that's good. Okay, I like that. I will make mine. Mine's not nearly as interesting and arguably more punitive. I'm going to say that the ward works until you get control over it. Well, I'm going to say that no matter what, the ward makes it so only one of the combatants can reach it right now. Meaning the first combat round is just a single die.
That's rough. I will take Michael's no matter what. This thing is related to St. Rhea.
Interesting.
So it is
2 light, 1 dark.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll it now.
That is a 5 dark.
Your ruin goes up. I think maybe just from despair once you realize what you're doing here, what you're helping do. And its endurance is now lowered to 11. Congratulations. Cassian, now it's your turn. You're trying to locate its weak point via the aura, is that right?
Yes.
I think what could go wrong here is you misinterpret this, and what happens instead is that what happens instead is what you determine to be the weak point is actually the place where it's recharged in the way that it's recharged via magic. And so Obeha and Vendra will give it more power. So, if you wish to continue, you tell me about your dice. You get in your first light die.
Yeah, first I die for I've got ritual.
Okay, good.
I will accept a devil's bargain from chaotic Obeha.
No matter what, this is probably not the most interesting thing in the world, but I think it's rather important because of your bee-like nature. You cannot swim.
I'm I'm gonna say no matter no matter what, no matter what, your magic draws its attention, forcing you to roll a weak point even though you're not in the combat.
Those are both awful. Uh, yeah, I actually like leaning into the bee thing, so I'm gonna go with I can't swim.
Fantastic. All right, so let's get 2 light, 1 dark.
1 dark.
Hey, look at that, 6 light.
Yeah.
That lowers it quite a bit. So this thing's down to 9. It's very killable in 1 round now. Let's just see if that's going to happen. Basso, you're going to roll the combat. What is it going to be? 4? That's pretty good. Actually, weak points first. Don't roll yet. Everybody who's in the combat, say how you're exposed to danger and roll weak point. Basso, you start.
This thing really came up out of nowhere, and it's huge, even bigger than Basso, which is a feat to be that big. My weak point is 4.
Asbel?
Asbel is standing in a boat right now, casting magic, and if she's gonna fall back into the water. It's very unbalanced right now.
What'd you get? Two. Vendra?
I'm going to try to climb the thing, and I'm not going to climb the back. So basically,
It's like, yeah, we're doing a Shadow of the Colossus thing. It's good.
exactly. My weak point is 3.
4, 2, and 3. Obeha?
I think my weak point comes from I don't know which of my compatriots, since like there's multiple people around, like I don't think if any of them follow the water that I can save them because I'm really good at swimming. I don't know if everyone else is.
Oh, I see. So you might be kind of like distracted by trying to help people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got?
And it's 1.
4. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are our weak points. Basso, it's a combat 4. You could take it out here in one go.
All right, let's go. That is a 9.
A 9. You got it with a 2, a 3, and a 4. So there are some hits happening on everybody but Oveha. We're going to begin narrating the combat by having Halinka and Cassian first describe their spells that open it up, and then everybody will take turns bashing away at this thing. Halinka, start.
We see Halinka take this bowl of red ash, mark their clavicle, shoulders, and forehead. And as they start to chant, we see those symbols light up on her, as well as on the bows of the company boats, So there's basically like a wall keep, keeping this thing away from us, unless uh, for those that could do it.
Yeah. Cassian, what does it look like when you expose its weak point?
Uh, Cassian's bees fly forth and start buzzing and humming around the golem. And when they have located the appropriate weak spot, there's a glowing around it so that everyone can see, like, that's it. And Cassian's like, there.
Fantastic. What is the weak spot of the thing? Is it like a particular joint? Is it the head?
The eye.
Oh, okay, I like
The
that.
center of the
Yeah,
dodecahedron.
yeah. Yeah, I think it has like it does in the picture, I think it actually has like an eye in the center of it, right?
It did
Um,
look like that way, yes.
yeah, it's pretty good. Um, I think, I imagine you have to like you have to kind of like smash the body up to get basically a blow in on that eye, right? Um, so Basso described that process to start.
I think Basso does as best he can, running leap from the boat and jumps grabbing onto the golem's arm, swinging his warhammer madly, trying to hit any part of it, any joint, anything that might break. And pieces of the golem start to snap and break off, but it's still swinging and fighting back. It knows something is attached to it, but it can't quite get to it. And I think it's also distracted by the bees because that's swarming over its eye.
Nice, Asbel.
Asbel is standing in the boat with her arms raised above her head with her large staff overhead and is chanting as she's kind of starting to draw that arcane energy in. And right before she shoots it off, the thing kind of turns its head and kind of looks at the glow of her magic. And she shoots off that bolt, but at the same moment wonders if she's doing the right thing and isn't ready for like the kickback from the staff, and it just pulls her backwards into the water, and so she's choking on some water right now.
Note the condition as well. Vendra.
So while Bazo is keeping one arm of the creature in check, she's attempting to climb it on the other side, and basically uses the hammer on its other arm and shoulder and breaks out a chunk of it, and realizes, okay, this magical hammer isn't that effective as she thought. And I think the golem swats at her, or tries to shake her off, and she does fall off, but lands on her back, where she's got her protective armor.
Ah,
So I'm marking that.
Obeha, killing blow.
I think as my compatriots are like chinking at like the sides and bit, and like the weak point of its eye is pointed out. I think Ubeha takes their staff and sort of places it upright through a previous wound that they did self-inflict because, well, you can't stab your staff through a boat. That's a bad idea. But I need some stability. So into my foot again it goes. I really hope we find solid land soon. And I think I arc a sort of particular blast of arcane energy to try to like wound it out of like its socket. Because like that seems to be like the sort of power core. And once that's removed, it will just shut down.
Indeed, it does. And indeed, that polyhedral stone, which is made of a strange mineral that you have never seen before or know of, that is the source of its value as well. It's going to be a gold 9 roll, but every hit is worth 3 gold. So, who wants to be the one who rolls the gold 9 roll? Artie's taking it.
Before I roll it, would I be able to take my potion of luck?
Oh, what does that do?
I can reroll any ones or sixes in the roll for the rest of the scene.
That is, I would say yes, but gold
Okay.
rolls don't only have sixes. The dice don't have any numbers.
Oh, you're right. They don't have the
They
sure.
only have sixes. That's it. And you only
Okay.
roll a
I was
six,
hoping we
so-
could pick up some ones, but no, you're good. Okay.
Yep.
I think I might still do it because I do have a reroll that I could do with a strand of fate. So
Oh, you have the Strand of Fate. That's right. Now that would be
Yeah.
good if you could reroll it. That's
Mhm.
Okay.
that's a good time to use that.
Mhm.
Let's see how you do on the first one then.
You said gold 9?
Gold 9.
Okay.
2. Not horrible. Do you want to burn a Strand of Fate and try for 3?
So currently
How's the
it's 6
table
gold,
feeling?
right?
It's
Yeah.
6
So
gold
we would
currently.
each get 1.
Yeah.
And this is just re-rolling one die, though.
It's no, the Strand of Fate
It rerolls the whole
roll.
die.
Oh.
The whole roll.
Ooh.
2 feels pretty solid for a gold roll.
Yeah.
Or are we feeling about
Yeah.
6? Yeah, well, I'll get 1. Oh, I'm out of focus.
Yeah,
All right.
take the money and run.
All right.
Very well. You have the stone. It can be sold eventually, but we'll cash it in now for a total of 6 gold, 1 gold for each of you. And there is the matter of the old mill that it was looking at when you all encountered it. Let me pull that up really quick. See if there's anything there worth getting into. It's a mill wheel, rather.
Mill wheel.
On the drowned bank, a ruined water mill stands black and empty. Its wheel creaks in the floodwaters. What do you all do?
I, for one, would like to get to land. So I think going to see this mill, there might be something useful or interesting, or at least the golem was interested in it.
Yeah,
So we should
looking at it for a
protect it.
reason.
Whoever's going to paddle over there, you can start asking questions as you do so.
Does it look like it's abandoned, but does it look like it had been recently abandoned, like when the flood happened, or was it abandoned long before?
Make the hunt roll.
I have a skill in metal, so I can tell if metal has been not properly maintained or not.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll take that.
6.
6. Take your token. It's not clear why the golem was focused on the mill wheel. As best you can tell, it's just an old, smashed up piece of equipment that hasn't been used for a long, long time. Though I will say that when it has been abandoned for a long time, and in this case, for possibly centuries, predating the people who now live in this land by a long time. Perhaps a connection to the creators of the golems. But in any case, that concludes this delve. Thank you all. Congratulations. I will see you all back at camp.